Hello there, I'm Crystal. It is the 20th of July 2018. I'm at my flat. I suffer, as everybody well knows if they watch my videos, with a constant pain in my face, and it's usually on the left side. Well, last night I felt terrible. I felt like I couldn't breathe. There was a tugging feeling on my chest on the left hand side of all my body, and I just was lying down in the bed feeling like I was unable to breathe, and I sat up and I started gasping for breath, and I've just woken up feeling as though I hadn't had any sleep at all, and I'm really drowsy and tired. Yesterday, I managed to get myself up. I was up at 5 a.m. So I waited out. I got to Pentagon, the boot centre, at 7:23. The doors were open. I walked into where the doctors, you have to wait. My doctor's is inside Boots the chemist. So basically, I was first there. There was no security guards about. I was first in the queue. The doctor's receptionist went in before me. She'd walked down Railway Street into the doctor's surgery at the same time as me. So I waited outside. I was first. About 3 or 4 minutes later, this small for a man, put it that way, came up to me and said, "Is this where you stand and wait for the doctors?" And I said yes. And he said he'd been there about a month ago, and he started chatting to me. There was nobody else around, just me and this Polish guy, this small Polish guy. He had flip-flops on and a blue jacket, like a tracksuit jacket type of thing. So he was telling me that he was suffering domestic violence from his girlfriend, that he lived in a 4-bed house in Luton Road, and that he worked in Lenham near Maidstone, so we kept chatting. I had my flip-flops on as well, and so did he. So for half an hour, on and off chatting to this Polish bloke, a few other people behind, but not many, not like normal. So I thought maybe this is staged again. This is not right. It didn't feel right to me. Staff were going in as usual. Some looked like they had a box of cakes. There was wet floor signs tipped over inside Boots, and then I started chatting and saying that my flat is a mess, and that he was talking about his situation. I talked about mine. I said the flat's a mess and I'd like some help in cleaning it up and starting again. And he, at that point, offered to help me. So I go into the doctor's surgery. There's a big, large male receptionist. Book myself in, Crystal Alice Marshall, date of birth 27th of September 1968. Sit down. This Polish gentleman is behind me, but I mean, he's whispering his name, he's whispering his date of birth, because he doesn't want anybody to hear him, which is fair enough. He sits down next to me. I don't sit down next to him, so it's not all this business that, I'm disgusting, ugly and horrible, and he sits somewhere else. He sat down right next to me, and he said, "Oh yes, about the flat. What are you going to do about getting your stuff out and start, sorting it out?" I said, "I don't know." I said, "I really haven't got anybody to help me." So he said, "Maybe I could one day, maybe next week," in his Polish accent. But I got the feeling that he really didn't, that maybe he was put up to this. I noticed the girls that were sat on the same side of us, it felt like stage porn to me, to be honest. It felt staged. I've never had that before. So all these girls like were looking at us, and basically he took my mobile phone number. At first he took the number down wrong. So I thought, yeah, I know what's going on here. I'm going to get laughed at in a minute. Because that's been done to me when I was working. They got this bloke to come over to me, and then they all started laughing because he had a girlfriend, and she was laughing too. I've had it all before, all this cruel shit. So he took my number. My name got called up to go to the doctors in number 2, Dr. Heron, which is a different doctor. The doctors that were normally on duty, especially the nice Asian lady that knows my pain history, wasn't on duty. It was a different man. It was a large, dark-skinned man, and he's basically given me painkillers which don't get rid of triamine or neuralgia, which cause you heartburn. So I've had to have omeprazole, which has given me nightmares in the past. And the only thing that's different is I mentioned that could this be an allergy? So I'm being sent for a blood test to detect for allergic rhinitis, and I've been given allergy tablets that can make you drowsy, the pharmacist said. When I went to the desk to book the blood test, there wasn't one available until the 9th of August, and today is the 20th of July. I was given a leaflet for various other places where you can go and get blood tests, but I haven't got a car, and I don't like to travel on the bus with what I've got wrong with me, so I'm going to have to wait till next month to get my blood test to find out if this is an allergy, because in the menopause you can suddenly get allergic to things that you haven't been allergic to before. I've got 2 cats, and I must admit that I get this running eyes, sneezing in my flat when I come back from the shops. So I went into the doctor's. I'd given this Polish man my number. The Polish guy said speak later. I came out of the doctor's with my prescription and my blood test form, did all what I needed to do, went to the toilet. The Polish bloke wasn't anywhere to be seen. So I went and got my tablets and I carried on my way. Because this man had told me that he was suffering domestic violence from his girlfriend, and she was schizophrenic, mentally ill, and she'd thrown things at him, I decided I didn't want to really pursue things anyway, because I've been in similar situations myself, and maybe this man just was looking for somewhere to live, and my place is only fit for 1 person, 2 at the most if it's all sorted out. So I then had an appointment with Dr. Lupin at 11 o'clock, the dentist, to get my dentures done. On the way to the dentist, these workmen were laughing their heads off in yellow fluorescent waistcoats and with their white helmets on, talking to this woman with false teeth. She was about 60. She had this bag, and she was as I was going past, and the workmen were going hee 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 hee, and I got cross because it's just cruel jokes to me, all this. I walked into the doctor's surgery, dark-skinned man, Chinese man, like the doctor at the hospital that was useless. Went up straight away to Dr. Lupin. 2 seconds in there, I've got to go back next week to get my dentures. and he gave me a prescription for 2 bottles of mouthwash, and I came out still in pain. Went to the chemist in Church Street. She said, be careful, the receptionist did, like she did last time, and I went out of there. Then I came home and spent the rest of the afternoon by myself, which was good, and I avoided being used sexually again, and I'm proud of myself.